A fine mist hung over the valley, shrouding the mountains in a soft, ethereal light. Dewdrops sparkled on the spider webs strung between the tall trees that surrounded the little community garden. It was the kind of morning where the world felt still, where even the bird song seemed hushed and reverent. In the heart of this tranquil scene, an old man walked slowly, his gaze distant. His name was Thomas, and in his heart lived a deep, abiding love for his late wife, Mary. Every Sunday, without fail, he came to the garden, a place they had cherished together, a sanctuary filled with the ghosts of their laughter and the fragrance of their shared memories. Today, though, something drew him to the far end of the garden, where an old wooden bench stood like a silent sentinel. It was a simple bench, nothing ornate or extravagant, yet it held within its weathered planks a universe of meaning for Thomas. He remembered the day they had bought it, the smooth, honeyed wood, the way it had fit perfectly under the sprawling oak tree, how its presence had become a silent witness to their lives. And then there were the Sundays, countless Sundays spent on this very bench, reading books aloud to each other, sharing dreams and fears, watching the seasons paint the landscape outside in hues of green and gold and red. It was here that they had celebrated anniversaries and birthdays, whispered sweet nothings, and shared quiet silences that spoke volumes. This bench was not just wood and nails. It was a repository of their love story, a testament to a bond that had defied time. Thomas's dog, Buddy, a golden retriever with eyes as gentle as the summer sky, trotted ahead of him, stopping at the bench as if sensing its significance. He looked back at Thomas, tail wagging slowly as though asking for permission. Then he lay down on the grass beside the bench, his head resting on the worn boards, his eyes closed in peaceful contentment. Thomas smiled, a wistful, bittersweet smile. He, too, lowered himself onto the seat, his joints protesting with pops and cracks. He rested his hand on the cool wood, tracing the grooves and knots, each one a silent story, each one a shared secret. He closed his eyes, and for a moment, the years fell away. He could almost hear her laughter echoing in his ears, feel the warmth of her hand in his, the scent of her favorite lilac perfume mingling with the earthy smell of the garden. He opened his eyes and looked at Buddy, who sat close by, his gaze fixed on Thomas, his expression full of quiet loyalty and love. "You're keeping her memory alive, boy," Thomas whispered, his voice hoarse with emotion. And in that moment, he knew he wasn't alone. He had Buddy, he had the garden, and he had the countless memories that time could not erase and love could not diminish. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, painting the garden in golden light, Thomas stood up, his old bones aching, his heart full. He scratched Buddy behind the ears, the familiar rough bark of the dog's neck comforting beneath his hand. They walked back home, two loyal souls bound by love and loss, their steps echoing the quiet rhythm of their grief. That evening, when the house was filled with the aroma of stew and the soft glow of lamplight, Thomas sat in his favorite armchair by the window. Buddy, his furry shadow, lay at his feet. As he sipped his tea, his gaze drifted to the garden, to the old wooden bench where he had spent so many precious moments with Mary. He knew that as the years passed, the wood would weather, the paint would peel, the nails would rust. But in his heart, the bench would remain, a constant reminder of a love that had bloomed in the soil of their lives, watered by laughter and nurtured by shared dreams. He smiled, a single tear tracing a path down his wrinkled cheek. Love, he thought, is like a seed once planted. It may lie dormant for a while, but with the right conditions, it can bloom again and again. The garden bench wasn't just a place to sit anymore. It was a bridge between yesterday and today, a place where the fragrance of yesterday lingered, where the whispers of today found solace, and where the promise of tomorrow took root. It was a place where he and Marion's spirit at least could sit together for eternity. Two souls entwined beneath the oak tree, their love story written in the language of the heart, a story that time itself could not erase.